Okay, we're back. Let's start with, we did his pants here. Now we're going to start on the actual pot of gold. So what I want to do first is I want to round it. Okay, so I'm just going, I made a little circle at the top, and we're just going to follow this out and around. I'm going to try to get this corner out first, right where the body, and we'll worry about the hands and the arms after we have this all taken care of here. Try not to pry it like I just did. It's a good way to snap your blade, but okay, just like so. So what you want to do is you want to cut down. Just cut down. Take your knife and poke it in there, and then go the other way. You can take little snips out of it, you know, little pieces out of it first, whichever is easiest for you. We're just going to start shaping this thing around. We're not going to worry about the brim of the pot or anything. We're just trying to get it shaped so we can do a few things with it and start making it look like a big pot, black pot of gold. Okay, so we're going to do this side first, this rounded portion. See, it's peeling off pretty good. I'm just going to spray it a little bit because it's a little staticky. It's been dry in my house, so. Alright, we already have the markings. Before you spray it, you may want to mark it first to make it a little bit easier to handle. And it becomes a little nicer to carve it that way too. You'll see me switch knives quite often. I usually do that if I feel I can do a better job with one than another that might be a little more sharper at the time. I use a pocket knife from time to time. I don't recommend beginners to use a pocket knife because it can collapse. The reason I do like pocket knives is you can just fold them up and take them with you if you're on a trip. You don't have to worry about them clanking or hitting other tools in your box. Let's see, we're going to also take a little corner out at the bottom here. Okay, we're just going to, just like so. We're going to start rounding it up a little bit from the body over. We'll work on the fine tuning all that a little bit later. I'm just trying to get it to look round, okay, from looking from the top down. Alright. We're going to do a little corner here as well, and if you can't get it all in one shot, you just go back and forth and take little pieces out. It's fine. You know, it's better to do it a little bit at a time than too much at a time and end up slipping or cutting yourself or hacking out something you shouldn't have in your piece. If you do, there's, like I said, there's always a way of fixing it, usually. We'll do the arms a little bit later. I'm just going to trim this off. Now we're going to round it this way. Okay, we're going to go from the bottom here. We're just going to start going across just like this and rounding it. Same thing over here. The reason I wet it wasn't so much because the wood isn't soft. It's certainly soft enough and it's been very easy to carve. The reason I wetted it was the fact that static electricity, and it had a habit of hanging on you. It was frustrating in the wintertime for me to carve because if you don't have enough moisture in the air, it can really, be weird to have all this stuff clinging to you, chips clinging to you and to your clothing and all that. Just take a little bit of, just plain water would work too, but I always throw a little bit of alcohol in it. Dries it up a little quicker. See if I can get in there. Okay. Okay, Okay, see, that's our little pots coming here. So we're just going to trim this up just a little bit more. And I'm going to do a little more on the back here when I'm offline. Actually, the bottom of the pot's kind of flat, so we don't need to go too much further back here. Let me switch knives here for a second. Something a little pointier to get in there. There we go. Just like that. Alright. So, okay. Now the pot of gold has a line that goes around it. We're gonna put that line, see where this indentation is. That's gonna be the top part of the brim here. That's gonna go right into the arm here. Alright, I'm gonna stop with that right now, and I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out a little bit more on these arms. And also, well, first I need to do the top here. I'm sorry. Let's go back here and round this up a little bit more for the shape of the body here. Okay. We want these two sides to match. So. And we'll put the collar on and all that at the end. I do the finishing on the clothing usually towards the end. I'm just going to try to match this with the bottom portion down here. So we need to go underneath as well. And just round that out a little bit. We don't want to do too much because actually the coat comes up underneath. So if it sticks out a little bit, it's okay. Because that the vest or the coat. You know, it's funny, I was looking up leprechauns because I really don't know that much about them. I'm not from, I don't really celebrate St. Patty's Day per se. I know it comes around and, you know, I don't know that much about it, and what I found was quite interesting. Sometimes when you carve a piece, you learn a lot of history about it, a particular piece. And the same thing with the pilgrim. I found that the costume or what they wore were completely different depending which book you looked at. It's the same thing with the leprechaun. I'm finding that the colors can be all a little bit of variations of white and yellow and the black. Some have black shoes, some have brown shoes. But what we're going to do here, I'll show, I might end up doing the painting with you, some of it. If I don't, I'll certainly tell you what colors I used to finish up the project. Okay, so we have that done on both sides and this done at the top. Let's just blend this in a little bit more and I'll be back.